Let's turn our attention to the topic of ancient Greek mythology today. Ancient Greek mythology, after being passed down orally for thousands of years, has formed a relatively complete system and has shaped numerous mythological figures. The relationships between gods are intricate yet clear. One of the very distinct differences between ancient Greek mythology and the mythologies of other cultures is that the gods in Greek mythology possess human emotions, desires, and behaviors, including shortcomings. The ancient Greeks envisioned gods in human form and endowed them with human feelings, desires, actions, and even defects. Karl Marx once said, "Greek mythology not only serves as the arsenal of Greek art but also as its soil." I personally believe that this statement applies not only to Greek art, but also to the entire Western culture and art post-Renaissance. Understanding ancient Greek mythology serves as an important key to open the door to Western art. This book series consists of 8 volumes: Theogony, Anthogony, Horogony, Expedition, Ancient Cities, Fates, Wooden Horse, and Homecoming. These volumes respectively narrate the genealogical narratives of the Olympian gods, the interactions between gods and humans, and finally the numerous hero legends, known as demigods, who are the offspring of gods and humans. All the ancient Greek gods can be broadly categorized into 3 types. The first type includes gods who are personifications of concrete and tangible aspects of nature, such as the earth goddess, sky god, sea god, sun god, moon god, and wine god. This characteristic is also found in Chinese mythology. The second type comprises gods that are not associated with specific, tangible objects but revolve around human behaviors, emotions, and social relationships. While we can imagine a mountain god when seeing a mountain or a sun god when seeing the sun, abstract human emotions like love and hate are harder to visualize. The Greeks personified or deified these behaviors, emotions, and social relations, creating gods like the love god, the muse, the goddess of discord, the god of war, the god of death, and the god of vengeance. Beyond these gods representing human actions and emotions, there is also a group of gods formed around even more abstract concepts, such as justice and fate. The Greeks personified these concepts to create gods like the goddess of justice, the goddess of fate, and the goddess of harmony. These are the 3 types of categorizations for Greek gods, and understanding this classification should provide everyone with a relatively clear framework and understanding of these mythological figures. Having classified gods based on the nature of their representations, let us now consider the relationships among these gods in a chronological order. Before the birth of the cosmos, we often ask a question: where did the gods come from? How was the universe created? Almost every ancient civilization's mythology has an explanation for the birth of the universe and gods, and this part of mythology is called creation myth. Let us now examine how Greek mythology explains the creation of the universe and the birth of the gods. Greek mythology posits that before the creation of the cosmos, the world was a state of chaos, referred to by the Greeks as chaos. Chaos was an endless abyss of dark, disorderly, and shapeless void. It had no boundaries, no form, and no shape. Suddenly one day, the earth goddess Gaia self-created from this chaos. With the birth of Gaia, the world gained form and foundation. But was the presence of Gaia alone sufficient for the birth of all beings? Not yet. Another primordial deity needed to appear, and that deity was Eros the Great. Among the Greeks, there were 2 gods named Eros. One was Eros the Great, and the other was the more familiar Eros, the son of the goddess of love and beauty Aphrodite, known in Roman mythology as Cupid. The latter had wings and symbolized romantic love, whereas Eros the Great was a cosmic force. Under the influence of Eros the Great, Gaia gave birth to her son, Uranus, the god of the sky, without the union of sexes. As Uranus was male and his mother Gaia female, the advent of Uranus marked the emergence of male and female, thus enabling the potential for procreation. Let us consider the progeny they engendered. First came the 12 Titans, gods of immense stature, whose descendants occupied significant roles in the pantheon, such as the parents of Prometheus and Cronus. Besides the 12 Titans, Gaia and Uranus also bore 3 Cyclopes and 3 Centaurs, giant beings of tremendous height. However, the birth of these deities was not smooth. Uranus, unwilling to part from Gaia, prevented the birth of their children, causing great distress to Gaia. She implored her progeny to rebel against their father. Yet, none dared to challenge Uranus, except for the youngest, Cronus. Courageous and cunning, Cronus agreed to liberate Gaia. From the deepest part of her body, Gaia produced a stone, which she crafted into a sickle. It is said that this stone represented diamond, the hardest substance known. Armed with this sickle, Cronus castrated his father while Uranus lay upon Gaia. At the instant Cronus wielded the sickle, heaven and earth were sundered, creating the concept of space. Cronus's name, meaning time, signified the genesis of both time and space. Consequently, the Titans, Cyclopes, and Centaurs were born. This marked the first mythological instance of a son overthrowing his father. Writhing in pain, Uranus cursed Cronus, prophesying that Cronus would also be overthrown by his son. Ascending as the new ruler, Cronus feared rebellion from his children. Thus, each time a child was born, he swallowed it whole. He believed this prevented them from growing up and threatening his reign. Cronus consumed 5 children until his wife, unwilling to lose another, replaced the 6th child with a swaddled stone. Unsuspectingly, Cronus swallowed the stone. The saved child was Zeus, whom his mother sent to Crete, where he was raised by nymphs. Zeus grew up in the wilderness, determined to rescue his siblings from Cronus. Administering a potion that induced vomiting, Zeus forced Cronus to regurgitate his swallowed offspring. Freed, Zeus's siblings joined him in rebellion. With Prometheus's aid, Zeus's faction triumphed in the divine war, dethroning Cronus and establishing a new cosmic order. Zeus redistributed the world, appointing his brother Poseidon as lord of the seas and another brother, Hades, as ruler of the underworld. Zeus himself assumed control of the earth and sky, becoming the king of all gods.